that.
In a world where pop culture reigns supreme, with too many podcasts and unsolicited opinions, two friends brave the storm to give you just that. Room 303 presents Revenge of the Pod. With your hosts, the Mexican meat connoisseur Jason Escudero, the Puerto Rican nerd aficionado Luigi Orozco, on with the show.
Welcome
Y saludos, amigos.
a nuestra presentación Revenge of the Pod, man. How you been, Jason? It's been a hot minute since I've been back.
I know, man. You've been grinding, teaching the youth about responsibilities and math stuff. Hopefully, right?
Yeah, I've been working on some math stuff with the summer school kids. Good segue. I am doing summer school right now, man. It's gonna be worth it, but right now I'm like, I wish I had my whole summer, but it'll be worth it. It'll definitely be worth it, and it's been getting more and more fun with the kids as time goes.
Hey, you know what? I respect it, man. You're teaching those kids in San Antonio, but all I can think about is like you teaching those kids, and you're like, how do I reach these kids? You know?
I like the South Park episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it feels that way. You're like, how do I get there? I know he's making like
He's joking, but it feels like it. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. You're like,
man.
how am I going to get you there? Like, how do I get you to care? And how am I going to get you there?
I know, man. I know I tease you. I know the homies tease you, but in reality, we respect everything that you're doing. I hope you know that.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
Happy Father's Day, by the way. Belated Father's Day.
Yeah. It was a good one. It was probably one of the best Father's Days I've ever had.
Really?
And in your honor, Jason, I'm making a lot more tri-tip because now that I know that it's not a 4-hour smoke, it's going much better. It's going much better. I made a pretty good pair of tri-tips on Father's Day, and everybody got to eat that. We had some tenderloin and a ribeye. So we're living like kings. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, it's so easy, right? Like, and it tastes so good.
Yeah. The one thing that I haven't completely gotten down yet is the sear. I think it has to do with my marinating process.
Gotcha.
So I'm gonna have to figure something out there.
Okay. Well, then I say maybe cook it less time on the sear, and then flip it a little bit quicker. You know what I mean?
But then it doesn't get
that ring to it.
Yeah, it doesn't really get it doesn't get crisp on the outside. You know, when you're doing the sear, you get a good crispness on the outside. I'm not getting, I mean, don't get me wrong, the meat's still coming out good, but I want that crisp, that crunch. I almost feel like instead of reverse searing it on a pan, I should just throw it on the grill.
I will say this though, my friend. You are paranoid about it, but Eric told me, he's like, hey man, I need to try your tri-tip now because the way that Luigi made it, by far the best fucking tri-tip I ever tried. I was like, oh, cool. But that's also Eric, you know.
Yeah, I was about to say that one. I don't know if that would be the one that I would have put for competition either. So cool.
Yeah, exactly. Same on my end. When you came in, I made a tri-tip for us. Just want to make sure that you were fed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was good.
Dude, I'm glad you had a happy Father's Day. You know, a shout out to all the dads out there.
The ones that are actually ones that are
yeah, the good ones out there.
Doing business, this isn't for you, Dad.
Exactly. Yeah, the shitty dads out there, the deadbeat dads, fuck you guys, fuck y'all. But the good dads out there, hope you guys had a great Father's Day. You guys deserve it. The ones that are there, we appreciate you.
The ones who found the milk and the cigarettes, and then they came back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the ones that went to go get some milk and came back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But yeah, how you been, Jason? How'd it go for you? I know you've been to the river a few times since I last saw you.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, I've been to the river a couple times. Took the nephews out there. They loved it. There's a point in the river. Yeah, go
For the
ahead.
non-Arizona listeners, what's the name of this river and what's it known for?
It's called the Salt River, and it's known for tubing, and it's known to having a good time. Honestly, like you
Horses,
can either
man. The horses.
yeah, you can either rent like tire tubes, which they give to you, which I don't recommend because the tire tubes are like black, so the sun catches the heat and you're gonna burn yourself. So get your own tubes. But yeah, it's just known for you to float, drive down, float down the river, drink some beers, have a good time. Hopefully you have a speaker on you and have a great ass time. And for some fucking reason, I don't know why, but I love this. Marshmallows. You throw marshmallows at people.
The horses, man. This is the wild horses.
Yeah, and mad horses too. Yeah, you get to see some wildlife if you're lucky. But it's a good time, man. It's super hot, but the river is so cold that you honestly just don't realize that it's that hot. It's a good time. I took you there last year, Luigi.
Yeah, I wish I could have gone back. I wish I could have gone back. That would be a cool yearly trip.
We're going again July 6th, so if you can come over here.
That'll be right before my wedding, so probably not.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah. But I'll be there.
Yeah, you'll be here. I'm actually going to show you some parts of San Antonio. See how you like those.
Yeah, no, because I know I've been iffy about San Antonio, so I'm excited to see. I haven't been there since I was 18, so I can't really didn't have a good time, but also I was 18, so let's see what's it about. You know what I mean? Also, we're going to Austin.
Did you go to the Riverwalk by chance?
It was ass, bro. Yeah, I didn't like it. Not a good time.
Nobody young likes the Riverwalk.
Actually, I will say this: when I did go to the Riverwalk, I was definitely over 21. I still didn't like it, bro.
No, I don't mean over 21. I mean like, no offense to my older listeners, but like middle-aged. That's who the Riverwalk is for, and some families.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, like because in the 90s it was popping, but people who were in their 30s in the 90s are now in their 50s to 60s. So yeah, it needs a bit of an update. You know what I'm saying?
I just feel like they need to update the restaurants, the bar vibe, make it more fun.
That's the thing. On the Riverwalk, absolutely, and there are actually some spots like off Riverwalk, like right off the Riverwalk, and a few that are still on the Riverwalk that are pretty good. I took Eric to a spot that was right off the Riverwalk called Tokyo Cowboy. One of the best things I've ever eaten.
That's the thing. You need to make it cool and stuff. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah. That's the thing. I mean, I think that fairly soon we're gonna see the end of the Margaritaville taking a huge chunk of the Riverwalk type of thing.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I think so. And we're getting things that are more relevant to an audience of a different age group. So yeah, it's on its way, but they're phasing. They were catering to a certain audience, and I think they're still adjusting to that because that audience still makes them tons of money. So
fair enough. I respect that, dude. I respect that. I mean, again, it was a while ago.
Huh?
It was a while ago, so maybe we'll see.
We're not going to the Riverwalk. I'll tell you that. That's not where we're going.
We're going to Austin, so let's see what's out there for us.
Oh, Austin's a good time. You can't take that away from Austin. They're always fun. All right, let's move on though. Do you have? Well, first off, you got your popcorn. Do you get chocolate? Do you mix Reese's Pieces in your popcorn? Are you one of those people?
I got it. I put on my popcorn. I only put butter on it. I'm not the type of people that put sweets on it. I will, however, on occasion, throw some raisinets on top of the popcorn if I'm by myself.
Interesting. We put jalapenos on it. That's
yeah, jalapenos all day, bro. Jalapenos all day. I know some people that do it.
They never give you enough jalapenos. You're like, how is this going to fill a whole bucket? you get me like 3 slices. But I'm gonna use that for a whole bucket of popcorn.
In El Paso, they let you get whatever jalapenos you want, bro. They have a whole side where you can just like, all right, here's the jalapenos. It's up to you how much you want.
That's not how it is here. That's not how it is here.
That's not how it is in Arizona either, bro. You have to ask for that shit. And you're like, what the fuck?
And then they give it to you in one of those little to-go containers, the ramekin containers. You're like, bro, that's not.
Give me at least 5 of those.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, I got mine. You got yours? You ready to go into these?
I got mine, man. What are you trying to tell me right now? What juice you got for me?
So I went to see a movie this past weekend. We'll talk about that in a bit. Up. Why do I keep thinking up? Inside Out 2. And during the Inside Out 2 previews, most memorably was Moana 2. There was a full trailer for Moana 2. It shows Hey, the chicken is back, and they're actually going to bring Pua, the pig this time. Yeah, Maui's back. Moana looks older. She looks ready to lead. There are a lot of metaphors within the story, and a lot of, I guess, God, what's the word? Visuals that show you. There's a better word for it, but I can't get it right now. That show you that she is getting ready to lead, and she is hoping to become chief very soon. Or so that's what I read from what I saw on the trailer. So it looks pretty interesting. I'm gonna hold my judgment because I'm excited because I like Moana, but I know Disney has a tendency to disappoint in sequels. So I'm gonna hold my excitement until I know that this is actually pretty good. But I do want to see the movie. Have you seen this trailer?
I saw the trailer. I was very excited because Moana is, in my opinion, one of the best Disney princesses out there. You know, I know we had this conversation where you don't think maybe she's a princess.
No, that's Mulan.
That's Mulan. Okay.
Yeah.
But technically,
she's the daughter of a chieftain. Like that works.
Yeah, definitely a different conversation to this day. But like technically within the Disney world, we won't get into this.
She always gets with the princesses. Yes.
Yeah,
she does.
I love Moana. I'm definitely down for a sequel of Moana. And yeah, dude, I liked every character in Moana. Even The Rock. I think this is The Rock's best role ever. And I don't like The Rock in any other role. So I'm excited for this one.
I think he's pretty hilarious in, what is it, Get Shorty?
Oh, yeah. I saw that one. Yeah, he's all right in that one. He's also cool in Jumanji.
Yeah, that's true. I'll give him Jumanji as well. I remember seeing Tooth Fairy. Not a very good movie, like not good. So I don't think it was particularly his fault. It was just a bad movie. But
let's not get into this. Moana was amazing. That's probably one of my favorite Disney princess movies ever, or just Pixar. I wouldn't consider it Pixar, but definitely one of my favorite movies ever. I love it. The songs are amazing, and yeah, dude, give me a sequel of it. You know.
Yeah, I'm trying to hold my excitement because I don't want to get too disappointed if it's
exactly. Yeah, I feel the same way, honestly, bro.
I'm ready to see this movie. Definitely want to see what new adventure Moana's going on with Maui. That's the only trailer I've seen. You got anything for us, Jason, before we go into TV?
Honestly, no trailers for me that I can think of. I'm pretty sure there's some, which people will be like, hey, what about this? But honestly, I don't have anything that I'm quite... Oh, actually, I do. Twisters. Dude, Twisters.
There's a new Twisters trailer?
No, there's not, but it's coming out soon. This summer, Blockbuster. I saw Furiosa this past couple weeks ago, and Furiosa, the Twisters came out, and on the trailer, and all I could think about was like, whoa. I love the movie Twister back in the 90s. And the trailer did it justice. I'm so excited for this movie. I know it's not going to be good acting, or maybe it might. But the only way I'm looking for this movie to excite me, I'm looking for a blockbuster. And I think this movie is going to do it for us. You know what I mean?
I think there's already a blockbuster out, but yeah, for sure, that would be a different kind of blockbuster.
Yes, yes. There has been some blockbusters out, but like this one is just like, yes, like I know this movie's might not be great, but like, hey, this might be awesome, you know?
I'm excited for it too, actually. And I was about to say Glenn Campbell, like he's on a tear. Eric wanted to call me out about it, but he is on a tear. He's got that Jude Law moment where he's coming out in everything within the span of a year.
Eric does love Glenn Campbell, and he's a good actor, but I think Eric is low key like in love with him. You know what I mean?
That must be what it is. That must be what it is.
He's like for him, it's like Glenn Campbell to him is like how we felt about DiCaprio, like when he was hitting those movies, and we're like, God damn, this guy's amazing.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, well, we'll see what Glenn Campbell does, because I did like him in Anyone But You. I want to watch him in Assassin. I've only seen the beginning of the movie. This next one, Twisters, looks great. The roles have some similarities, but they're different enough for you to be like, okay, he does have some range. Let's see what else he can do with it. But yeah, I'm definitely excited to see Twisters as well. Speaking of, you talked Furiosa. So what did you think of Furiosa?
Bro, I loved it, but like apparently it didn't get that much love in box office.
Yeah, very, very weird to me, because it was a good movie. I'm not really sure how that one made it, but it looks. Listen,
I mean,
from what I've seen in the box office, not a whole lot of things have hit this year, and it's starting to look more and more like the only movies that are going to be big blockbusters are going to be like the really big tentpole movies, which is kind of scary, because that's going to change the landscape of cinema pretty drastically.
I mean, like to me, like I'm a huge Anna Taylor-Joy fan, as you know, right? I thought she did amazing. She barely had any, lines, but she did amazing. Chris Hemsworth as a villain was awesome. Like you kind of liked him, but like disliked him, and like in his whole role throughout the movie, you're like, until the end, you're like, you see like Furious's like whole storyline, like it just was amazing. I don't know, like every character in this movie, like I was kind of like on the edge of my feet, on the edge of my seat throughout the full movie. Mm-hmm. So like to me, like I don't know why people just didn't go see it.
Yeah, maybe it just doesn't reach the same kind of audience it used to. Like, so maybe a lot of that audience is willing to wait to watch it on demand. Like that's.
I guess so, dude. Like, because it gave you everything that you wanted in a movie, especially in this type of category. It gave you all the dude. Like the action was amazing. Like you had those cars, like everything. The action, CGI wasn't too bad. And honestly, like for the people that are like, oh, it's a female-led act. No, this is a good storyline for like a female-led movie. It was great, dude. Like she lost, you get to see why she lost her arm, how she lost her arm, and but it still made her a badass and like full of vengeance and stuff. Like I don't know, man. Like this whole thing was like, to me, it was perfect. It was a perfect movie, dude. It'd be one of my favorite movies of 2024.
Yeah, it was damn good, and it was good at world building, which is not what Mad Max movies usually do.
Exactly.
Side note on Anya Taylor-Joy as well. You know, she said she had a really rough time during this filming, and it turns out, from what I hear, Tom Hardy also had a really rough time with Charlize Theron. Like they were at odds, but it sounds like he had some more stuff going on because his character was also. I guess it's pretty hard to play a character that doesn't speak much. Kind of gets in your head when you're not talking to people really for months.
Yeah, it makes you think like, am I doing a good performance or not?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard, right? Because you're not going to know. You're not going to know much of how you feel about it until it's in post. But yeah, it sounds like she has a hard time. She had a hard time with it. She trusts the director, but you could tell it wasn't a fun filming. And she's like, just ask me about it in 10 years. Like when it's removed from my memory a little bit more.
Yeah,
So,
it's funny you say that because Tom Hardy said the exact same thing, and it is tough. Like as an actor, like oh shit, I don't have any lines, so like everything that I'm doing, like, is this going to be kept in the scene? Because obviously, you're doing all these acting skills, or like doing stuff that was. Are they going to keep that? Is that director going to keep that? Are they going to edit to that? They're going to keep that scene. So that's why they're like, I don't know. To me, it wasn't a good performance, but when they see it on the screen, they're like, damn, I understand why they did that now.
yeah, and I mean, action movies are known for having very few lines for the
Yeah,
protagonist.
yeah, it's those moments where like they zoom in on you, or like those moments where like where you don't have to say anything, and that's like kind of where the best acting comes out from you, even if
Sure,
it is an action movie.
yeah. I mean, John Wick. He says like what 40 lines in the entirety of the fourth one.
Yeah, but
Like,
that's a little bit different.
I mean, yeah, because you don't have to put as much facial expression in that. But they fit in a similar category. Like they are both
Exactly.
action films.
And guess what? They still love it.
Yeah. So I think the movie definitely may not have had as much appreciation in the box office.
It's a shame because I would love to see another rendition of it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the box office numbers look like right now.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna get another one. Maybe like a trilogy, or I'm not asking for Furiosa, like another version of it, but like maybe another Mad Max series, because actually this one didn't do good, and Mad Max, although it won a lot of awards, actually didn't do good in box office either. So
Furiosa made 160 million against a 168 million dollar budget, which is pretty bad. That's pretty bad for what they usually want box office to do. Like they usually want it to make total. So that is far
unfortunate.
Yeah, that's far from where they need to be. And its run, if not over already, is coming to its end. So that's too bad. That was a good movie. I wouldn't mind seeing more coming from the Mad Max world. It's just going to be hard to convince people unless they do a streaming show. I know,
right? Let's do a series, and like now we get people get into it.
Just like everything else.
Everything else. It is what it is, man. It is what it is.
What would you rate Furiosa?
8.3.
8.3. Okay.
I loved it, dude. I fucking loved it.
It was a good movie. It was a good movie. I'd give it an 8. Yeah. I'm about the same place as you. Solid 8. Great to watch. I would rewatch. I don't know if I'd rewatch all the way through, but I'd definitely leave it on while I'm doing stuff and stop to watch certain scenes. I'd be cool with that.
Fair enough, man.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on. House of Dragon. You want to talk that one first, or are we going to talk the others first?
Let's talk House of Dragon at the end. How about that?
We'll leave the wonderful House of Dragon with all its twists and turns, Jesus, for the end. In that case, I'm going to bring up something that I watched that you did not. I am going to talk about Inside Out 2. I'm not going to say too much. I know you really want to see that movie. I'll give the rating. It is a 9 for me. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. Yeah, 9.0. It was really good, and I think that might be some bias just because it felt pretty relatable in certain ways. Like you're like, oh, okay, I could see how all of this story plays out. I could see how her emotions directly, like within her head, right? What we're watching happening in her head are directly related to her actions. They make a lot of sense in terms of what a person thinks and what they actually end up doing. I thought that their rendition of what anxiety looks like was extremely accurate. Like it was extremely accurate to a point where you're like, oh my God, I'm looking at my own life in some of these moments. So it was
It's funny you
definitely,
say that because I think when we tell each other like, "Hey, I have anxiety right now," for myself at least, or when you tell me you have anxiety, and we ask each other like, "Well, why you have anxiety right now?" And you're like, "I don't know."
yeah.
You know, does
Yeah,
this movie explain like kind of why in some
I
sort?
mean, if you're born with anxiety, you just have that emotion a little bit more, right? Like it's a little
Right.
more present in your life. But the movie talks more about like what anxiety does to you and how to like ground yourself
Okay.
when you have moments of anxiety.
That's tough. Okay. Damn, I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah, it's a very good movie. I have to admit it is not as good as the first, but that doesn't take away from the
So
film.
you said you give this a 9. So what do you give the first one?
I would give it close to a perfect score, like
Yeah,
9.8.
honestly, yeah, I'm the same way. Okay.
9.9.
Oh,
I,
you're not
I'd
wrong.
probably give it a 10. If
Yeah.
I had to like, if I had to write down a rubric for it, I'd probably end up giving it a 10. It was one of the best movies I've ever
Inside
seen.
Out made me cry. So
Yeah, no, it was really good. It was really good. And this one harkens back to a lot of those emotions and a lot of those feelings that you're like, oh man, I kind of wish this had been a movie that came out when I was a kid. Yeah, it definitely still has that. It still has the air of like, oh, this is an important thing for kids to know.
damn, fair enough. Fair enough,
Yeah.
man. I'm so excited to
Yes.
watch it, dude. I want to watch it so bad.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. You'll like the new characters. You like the adventure they go on, and it has a lot of moments that remind you, like, okay, you just got to ground yourself.
Does it make
Uh,
you like still appreciate the first one? Like it doesn't like venture off where like you kind of like I kind of fell away from the first one, but like it kind of just continues on to the second one. You know what I mean?
uh, I would say it's as good as Toy Story 2 was compared to Toy Story 1.
Respect that. Okay, love that.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough, dude. I can't wait to watch it. I'm so excited. I want to cry.
Yeah,
I hope
I mean, there are two moments in the movie very close to each other, actually. Two moments in the movie that were very close to each other, close to the end, that I was like, oh, I need to get
it's not
myself
like
together.
Bing Bong, right?
Huh?
It's nothing compared to Bing Bong, right?
I mean, that's a hard one. Yeah,
Like
no, Bing
that
Bong.
Bing Bong moment where he's like, "Bing Bong, take her to the moon for me." Oh my god,
Mhm.
that crushed me, bro.
Yeah, that one is tough. I would say no, probably not. I mean, one's pretty close. One of them's pretty close.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right,
I,
cool. Hold on. So next
I
year's
don't want to give too much away. I don't want to give too much away. So, yeah, it was good, though. It was good. All right, let's move on. Let's go to something you've been watching, Presumed Innocent.
Presumed Innocent, dude. Available on Apple TV Plus
Okay, okay.
or Apple TV, whatever. With Jake Gyllenhaal. It reminds me. Did you ever see The Night of on HBO Max?
No, it looked good. It looked very good, but
Okay,
no, I never
well,
got to watch it.
well, to listeners out there, if you guys never seen The Night of on HBO Max, go watch that. Fucking amazing. This one reminds me of it. This one's with Jake Gyllenhaal. He is a prosecutor to a state attorney, and someone, I don't want to give too much away. Someone ends up dying, and he ends up becoming a prime suspect of it. And we're kind of learning a little bit more as we go, whether he may be innocent or guilty. And the way they're turning it and the way they're making it look like, in my opinion, is they're making him look innocent. But to me, if I'm a writer and I'm trying to make this story great, he's guilty at the end. I think that's going to be the twist, that he's guilty at the end. And that's going to be my prediction, guys. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to ruin everything for you guys, but like this is actually a good show. The acting's phenomenal. Jake Gyllenhaal obviously is Jake Gyllenhaal, Jamie's favorite actor out there. Just kidding. I'm lying. He dated Taylor Swift. She doesn't like him. You know what I mean? It's just the whole thing. But dude, it's a great show. It's like did he do it or not type of situation.
Well, I'm interested in seeing it now. I definitely Apple TV Plus got some great stuff, so I'll definitely have to
Dude,
check
they
it out.
do. It's great. And right now it's only 3 episodes are out, so it's coming out weekly right now. So I think they come out every Wednesday or Thursday. I can't remember, but you can honestly you can binge watch it now, so you'll be able to catch up on it. But yeah, Presumed Innocent, pretty freaking good.
Nice. My next one is for the ladies. Pretty sure this does not interest any of the guys in this podcast, but Bridgerton season 3 finally finished up. Me and the lady watched it. It definitely delivers on a lot of the promises that the show has made since season 1. A lot of the storylines that it has been setting up since season 1. 3 seasons in, you see the story of Whistledown play out completely. You see pretty much 2, this happens in every season, right? But 2 star-crossed lovers get together. But in this case, they are childhood friends and a secret love that one has had with the other, like pretty much their entire life. So you get to see how that plays out. They do it pretty well. They played it out pretty well. I'd say that the beginning of the season, I wasn't as bought in, but by the end, I was fine. If you are a Bridgerton fan, you need to check out this story. For me, it was big on seeing what would happen between Eloise, Penelope, and Colin, just because they were such a close-knit group, and this was pretty much a bomb. It is happy endings. You get your perfect happy endings, but
really?
does. Yeah, it's always happy endings on that show, from what I saw.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
From what I heard about Bridgerton, because I never seen it, season 1 and season 2 are like you don't really have to pay attention to these, right?
To watch the third one?
Yeah.
I'd say the third one the most of the 3, actually. But yeah, you don't have to. You don't have to. There's just a lot more storyline that you'll understand if you do.
Gotcha. Okay.
But a lot of, like the first season, you could watch by itself, obviously. The second season, you could pretty much watch without having watched the first season. Like, there are a little bit of storylines that they refer to, but they're not
That's
big.
What I mean.
Season 3, on the other hand, is those storylines that have been playing out since season 1.
They all attach.
They are the main story now.
So it would help if you watch season 1 and season 2.
I would say it would help a lot for season 3. Yeah.
Okay.
The other 2 seasons you can watch individually without it mattering, but I don't think I would agree on the third one.
Okay.
There's also a lot of references to the spin-off show The Queen, but again, that's only if you watch that's only if you're a big Bridgerton fan.
Gotcha.
So yeah. But good show, ladies. Definitely check it out. Me and the lady have been talking about how it played out, and she's pretty happy with the way it turned out. So,
really? Okay.
Season 3, Netflix.
Okay. I got one before we get into the ones that we both watched. Acolyte, Star Wars. I don't know.
Long silence, just long, drawn-out silence in a face of disappointment.
It's bad.
I didn't start. I legitimately was like, if Jason doesn't tell me to start watching this show, I'm not going to watch it. This show looks lame.
Look, man,
it didn't look fun. It didn't look interesting.
All I'm going to say, and you know me, I love Star Wars. I'll give anything Star Wars a chance. I watched everything Star Wars. You know, everything from Visions to Tales of a Jedi to, like everything, because I love Star Wars, and I'll give everything the benefit of the doubt. I don't care about DEI, right? Diversity, equity, and inclusion. I respect that. I totally respect that. But I don't like it if it's gonna ruin the plot, ruin the acting, and ruin the storyline, and if it's gonna affect Star Wars lore, like it's just not good, man. Like it just and like I thought I was just tripping because I'm a huge Star Wars fan, but I'm also watching it with a person that doesn't really care about Star Wars. Like she loves it, she likes it, but she's like, I was like, am I tripping? And like, am I mad because I'm like a huge Star Wars fan that this is pissing me off? She tells me like, no, the acting's bad, the storyline is bad, this is not good. I was like, okay, so I'm not tripping. This is terrible, dude. I don't recommend watching it, but I'm gonna stay watching it because I am a true Star Wars fan. But it's not good, dude.
For you, because I really didn't want to have to watch that show. Before I even saw anything of it, I was like, this doesn't look good.
Dude,
it doesn't look good.
It's not good, man. And like people can come at me, listeners out there, you guys can come at me if you're like, oh, you just hate this. Like, no, like it's just the acting's terrible, the plot is terrible. Like there's no good storyline in this whatsoever. And I'll admit, like there's parts in Mandalorian season 3 where it's like it kind of sucked too. Don't get me wrong, but I loved it because like it led into kind of Star Wars and that the Mandalorian era, and that's why I loved it. This like has not like I don't know. I'm hoping that it gets better, but it's just not good, man. I don't recommend anyone watching it. Don't waste your time. Unfortunately, it's just not good, dude. It's just not good, and I want it to be good, but it's just not good.
You know, I'm gonna give a little defense to Mando season 3. I think the issue with the episodes was they were a little bit filler, but they weren't bad. Like we're just not used to filler episodes anymore on shows because we're spoiled. But I liked them. I liked where I was like, oh, this is just a weekly adventure, you know.
You're not wrong. Like, and I think that's the problem with Mandalorian season 1 and 2 is we got like a lot of stuff. Like every episode was like, oh shit, they threw it in your face, and we're like, oh yes, oh we loved it, you know. So season 3 was kind of a little disappointing to some to viewers. To me, I thought season 3 was amazing, but I can understand why people thought that was like, yeah, this was not it. Obi-Wan Kenobi. I thought that was amazing. Ahsoka, loved it. You know,
that one dragged a bit too, but that one they just
Ahsoka did drag a bit, but I still loved it. Like like they brought a lot of characters from Rebel series, so like, but this one it kind of like they're like, hey, fuck your Star Wars lore, like we're just gonna do this whole thing, and I get it. Like I'm okay with like if you're gonna do your own story, cool, but like don't spit in the face of what was there before, you know what I mean? And I feel like that's what they did.
If you're gonna do your own story, then don't relate it to the older stories. Like
exactly, dude. Like that's what it felt like.
I don't know.
It was very disappointing, dude. Like it just hurt my feelings. It really did. And I'm one of those people that like give the benefit of doubt. Like I'm one of those people that loves Solo, a Star Wars story. I love that movie. People hate that movie, and I loved it, dude. I love that movie.
I think it's in my top movies of Star Wars, actually.
Dude, I agree, dude. Like I'm one of those people, and so like I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I know there's a lot of people in Star Wars that like just I understand we're bad fans. We're like one of the worst fans out there. Probably worse than Game of Thrones, that people that hate the season 7 and 8. Also, I'm one of those people that like season 7 and 8. I understand the problems, but I'm still a fan. You know what I mean? So like this one was just like, I can't defend it. I just can't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look good. Doesn't look good. And usually I'm someone who gives things a chance that other people don't. I would consider myself just from what I see in our friend group and when I talk to people. Like, for example, I'll die on this hill that The Marvels is not a bad movie. I will die on that hill. I'm like, I don't know.
I respect that.
It was a good movie. I enjoyed it.
Stand on your hill. Stand on your hill, because I don't agree with you, but I respect it. You know what I mean?
Did you watch it?
The Marvels?
Yeah.
No, I didn't watch it.
Well, then you can't give me an opinion, Jason. You gotta
'Cause
watch the movie to give me an opinion.
I fell asleep to Miss Marvel. You know what I mean?
That's
Or what was the
not the
first
same.
one?
That's not the
Okay.
same. Yeah.
I'm gonna watch
Captain
it.
Marvel also, like, the
Captain
reason
Marvel.
the Marvels is better than Captain Marvel is because there are 3 leads that can carry each other. I
Okay.
felt like Captain Marvel, they didn't write her well, and so in this movie they had to make up for it, but they didn't really. I don't think the audience was trying to give them a chance on that one because the first one just wasn't what it should.
Honestly, I think Jermaine and Eric will have your back on that one because from what I remember, they said that they enjoyed it. Sorry, Jermaine and Eric. I'm not trying to put words in your mouth. If I'm wrong, my bad. But from what I remember in our group text, they said they enjoyed it.
It was fun. Like I said, it was fun.
Honestly,
Ant-Man
yeah, hey, stand on what you like, man.
Say what?
Stand on what you like. If you enjoy it, bro. Don't let anyone else ruin your opinions. But this is bad, dude. I think
Acolyte? Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna like it.
I think everyone agrees on it, dude. Like even people that don't love Star Wars as much as we do, even so Star Wars fans hate it. People that are okay with Star Wars hate it. People that are just watching the show, they just don't like it, dude. Like it's just not good.
That's what I'm hearing, man. I'm hearing from everybody. It's just not a good show.
Yeah.
I think that I don't know if the creator even liked Star Wars, from what I understand.
So she was supposed to be she's the director, and she was supposed to be. She got greenlit to do some other movies, and after the ratings came out after this, Bob Iger said, "Nope, you're not doing anything else." Just because of the reviews. On Rotten Tomatoes, bro, it's like 14% right now. After episode 3 came out.
The critic review or audience?
Critic reviews 85, but that's they're just like they're getting paid, whatever. Audience review on Rotten Tomatoes, 14% right now. And it's only dropping.
That's interesting. I'm gonna what? 85? That's
Dude,
hard to
all about money, and they're like
it's super disjointed. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyways, fuck that shit. Let's talk about stuff that we do like.
All right. You want to talk
The Boys.
The Boys.
Season 4. Season 4 of The Boys. Also, a little news update. After this season, there's going to be one more season. So season 5, after that, no more.
That's good. I need to see Homelander get his sooner than later. So
I don't think. Obviously, I think season 5 of The Boys and like the ending, I think Homelander dies in some way. I think that's the only way to end it. He dies in some way, but like in a heroic way where you like don't hate him.
I could
You
see
know
that.
what I mean? That'd be a good way.
Where they get rid of him, but the public's memory of him doesn't change too much. Although I will say they all saw him murder somebody already. So how does the public really see him?
Exactly. I mean, it's very political show, you know.
Oh man, they make fun of American society so much in that show. It is.
Oh, they do. It's crazy.
And they're very good at it. Like the conspiracy convention. I was like, man, yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. You'd see a bunch of people.
Exactly, dude. It's so crazy. You said it on the money, like how they make fun of that, like far left, far right shit, like both sides, like how crazy they
turn everything into like inclusion on one side and then hating it on the other side and being extremist on both ends. It's pretty fun to watch. You're like, oh yeah, that's us. You got your finger on the pulse on that one.
How do you feel about A-Train maybe switching sides?
I feel like we've seen this coming since season 3, even parts of season 2.
Yeah, he's kind of.
You see him like he is conflicted. He's very conflicted. He's just not willing to pull the trigger because he doesn't want to take chances in hurting himself. Like he has always looked after himself, and I think we're finally see him like, no, I cannot just stand idly by. Like this is this is to a point where I have no control over my life either. So I think that's what's really moved him to the other side.
I love that, dude. I think he ends up dying at the end of this season.
Yeah, I think
Homelander finds out and kills him.
he's already starting to figure it out.
Yeah, and I think at the end of all this, I think the Deep ends up turning to the boy side as well.
Really?
Yes, I think because the Deep is a piece of shit, but also he loves his octopus. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he does. Oh man. Oh god.
I love the Deep, man. That's one of my favorite characters, dude.
He's so ridiculous. And Sister Sage is playing him hardcore.
Oh
Like
man,
she knew exactly which buttons to press, what to do, how to get it. And it's like she knew he was gonna come over. And she just had it all played out.
She had all that food laid out. Yeah.
I was like, she is even smarter than we're even being
the smartest person on the planet, dude.
Yeah, she truly is. Like she's starting to understand that she still, as smart as she is, can't control Homelander because he could just destroy her in any
exactly.
Yeah,
like so she's starting to realize like what his problems are, like deep down in his head. Like it's like, whoa, this guy's fucked up in the head.
Yeah, she is well aware. So I think she's setting herself up in a way that she can, if things go bad, she can be a key player in turning on him. That she doesn't have to take consequences.
She's doing chess moves right now, for sure.
I thought it was pretty smart that they took the bodies of those 3 guys that they killed and just landed them right at the protest.
Oh yeah, we saw that coming though, right?
Yeah, right when you saw the 3 of them there and you saw the protest going, I was like, oh, that's what they're gonna do. Okay, that's wild. That is wild. It's playing out pretty well, and I think since Homelander is so emotionally unstable, and he's trying to get rid of his need for love, quote unquote, he's going to drive his son even further from him because the way you form bonds with family is like whether or not he wants to be human, his socialization skills have to be human because we don't have any other example of what socialization looks like on a high level, like in terms of beings that are completely conscious of themselves, have a higher level of intelligence. It is just human beings. So if he's thinking like, oh, I don't need that, he has no precedent for it. There's no precedent.
Dude, that's a good way to put it because that moment where he did his first rescue and he ends up pushing his colleague, ends up killing him. And is that the first person that he had ever killed? To him, it affected him so much. And Homelander was like, why do you fucking care? Like he was thinking that like you got upset because of this, but he's like, no, I'm upset because I killed this guy. He's like, who gives a fucking shit? He's a fucking human. We're fucking we're like gods. And like Homelander doesn't understand that, but the son understands that. He's like, this is messing with my head. And like, I think that's where they disconnect. I thought that was a great scene in that moment. It's like he brings him a milkshake, like it's like, hey, I'm sorry you're upset about this.
The fucking milkshake.
Yeah, dude, like
he takes his milkshake. He's like, give me that.
Takes his milkshake away. Like, dude, like I thought that was like those are some like moments in these shows that like I like. Like obviously we love the action and all that stuff, but like there's like little moments within this show where you kind of like see like the humanization of some certain peoples, even though they are they're superhuman and they have certain powers. At the end of the day, they're still human and they still have emotions. And I think this is where Homelander kind of lacks. And I think this is where Homelander in his head and why he's probably one of the greatest villains ever, because he's trying to fight with himself, although he won't say it because he can't talk to anybody. He's like, that's why like he's fighting with himself. Like, it was like, fuck these people. I'm too strong. But at the same time, I want people to love me and all this shit. Like he's fighting within himself, but he can't tell anybody about it.
And that's perfectly
relate to him. And he wants that son to relate to him. It's crazy.
I mean, that's perfectly shown in the scene where he breaks the mirror. And then there's about 4 versions of himself.
Of himself, exactly. One's a good version, one's a bad version. Yeah.
Yeah. All of those you see you see how he has a lot of internal struggles, emotional problems, and he really, really has this need for power and control. It works really well with that actor. My God, what Anthony
But
Starr, right? That's a
I don't know, man, but he is
great actor.
amazing. Yeah,
And
phenomenal
it's
job.
funny throughout the show. You watch him, and then you watch Billy Butcher. Those two characters are a lot more similar than you even realize
Yes.
at first. And the more the show goes, you're like, oh no, these guys are very, very similar. Both emotionally stunted men who can't figure out how to show people around them that they love them. They can't communicate to them very well. They end up doing things to hurt everyone around them, and it frustrates them. And at times, I mean, I can't speak for Homelander as much. It does make them feel bad because then they know, like, that's over, that's done.
Dude, it makes you wonder why he doesn't kill Butcher. Like, it makes sense why a Homelander won't kill Butcher so easily. And that one scene, he's like, I could have killed you right here, but then he sees his head because he has X-ray vision. He's like, oh, you have a massive tumor. You're gonna die in 6 months. He's like, I thought we were supposed to go out like he knows that's his nemesis. He could Homelander knows he can kill him easily, bro. But he doesn't do it. Why? Because he's sick in the head and he knows that, like, without him, what other purpose does he have? That's why Homelander could easily kill him, dude.
He is the Joker to his Batman.
Exactly, right? Dude. It's so great. It's so great.
Yeah, and speaking of watching him check Butcher's head, you see his own obsession with mortality when he starts seeing the gray hairs, gray pubic hairs.
Yeah.
You know, that's weird. That's weird.
He's scared to die because he thought he's immortal, dude. He's not.
He's starting to come to realize that he's not as invincible as he thinks he is. And he owes a lot to the human beings around, because he is still, I mean, he's human. He's just a modified human being, right? They've changed his DNA in ways that don't exist in real life, but he's still
exactly.
He doesn't realize that.
And so what if he kills everyone? If he kills everyone, then who's going to worship him?
Exactly. That was a great line from Sister Sage, right?
Yeah, exactly. I forgot what she said, but that was money. Love Sister Sage.
And it's weird to watch the team falling apart as much as they are. Usually they're falling apart in a different way, where they all have different things going on, but they're working towards a goal. In this one, it feels like they've all got a lot of inner turmoil that they're working on.
Dude.
And they're all falling apart.
I'm upset that Frenchie is going like back into his drug, his relapsing and shit like that.
It happens, man.
You kind of start falling into you start seeing like what he did in his past too. Obviously, like we know about it. We've known about it since I think season 3. Like what he was doing, he was pretty much a hitman for people. And then the dude that he's in love with, we find out that he killed his parents. And like Kamiko, like going back into her side, dude, every single person of the boys is going through their own shit. Huey goes back into it, meets his mom. We see his mom for the first time. She's trying to come back into the life, dude. It's all fucked, dude. Like they're all going through their shit, but at the same time trying to help the world. It's crazy, man. It's a good storyline.
No, it's a great storyline. Not to mention, in episode 3, when Starlight confronts, what is her name? The redhead.
Firecracker.
Firecracker. When she confronts Firecracker, and then Firecracker tells her why she hates her.
It's like, I hate you. Dude, I felt that.
I turned to Gabby, and Gabby was like, "She's not wrong."
Dude, that's what I said. That's what I said. Dude, was like, "Fuck Starlight, bro." I'm on Firecracker's side on that one, dude. You know,
I mean, you make mistakes in your youth, but it sounds like she didn't really.
I was like, nah, I'm not gonna forget, dude. Fuck you. Yeah.
Yeah. People don't forget that. Yeah. That was wild. That was when she mentions the rumor that she spread about her, and then that she doubled down on it when she goes up to her. That's rough. That is rough. I felt bad for Firecracker. I mean, she's a terrible person, but
I felt that one too, brother. I felt that one too. Oh, anyways,
hurt people. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Yo, we talked about The Boys, and I'm glad we talked about this. We loved it. Now it's time to talk about House of Dragon, brother.
Whew, whew. All right.
Woo!
So let's start with Rhaenyra looking for any remains of her son, and then
still
finding them.
refusing that Luke died. She's like, "Nah, he's not dead. I need proof."
And she finally finds them, and all she says is, "I want Aemond." And Daemon takes it upon himself. He's like, "Got you, done, girl. I'm on my way. Let me get it done."
Bro,
And
okay. Before you go into that,
yeah.
So, I was doing some research when Rhaenyra went to go see her son. Right when she finds her body, her dragon. You know that dragon that died. That's also her son or daughter, whatever.
No kidding.
So when she cries and you see the dragon like moaning and like roaring, that dragon is also mourning as well because that was their kin.
Dang.
Isn't that crazy?
I think we're gonna have to see a fight scene with Vhagar and the two other dragons, because that's gonna be. You think we're gonna see it this season, or are we gonna have to wait?
I'm hoping for at least 4 seasons in this bitch.
Oh, I'm sure. But are we going to see that 3 dragon fight scene this season or next?
Yo, Vhagar's a dog, bro. Like Daemon is ready to take down Vhagar. Like he knows like that's our biggest threat. And when he asked Rhaenys, is like, "Hey, bring your dragon and my dragon will go down hunt down Vhagar." And then fucking Rhaenys is like, "I would, but you're not the king." So that was fucking G, bro. The fact that she said that
stands up to him like that.
Like, you're not the king. So
and he's just left standing there like, oh, damn. Okay. Yeah, that was a pretty good scene. They sidelined a lot of the characters for this episode, but I'm glad we got to see a lot of what was going on with Alicent, Otto. We got to see Rhaenyra, Daemon, Aemond, Aegon. And by the way, Aegon, I like him. He's gonna lose his mind.
Dude, I like Aegon, dude. He was trying to help the community, right? He's like, all the people are coming. He's like, "Hey, can we do this?" And like Otto's like, "Nah, we can't do this, bro." Like this. He's like, "Whoa."
Favorite line of the episode, though. Can we just give him back his sheep? He came all this way.
Exactly. And it's not because like he didn't want to be king. Yes, he's a shitty person, but at the same time, like he's not that bad of a person. You know what I mean? Like, well,
I don't hate him.
He's that bad of a person, but like in this one, he's like, "I'm trying to be a good king," until he gets corrupted in his head.
Yeah, we'll see the turn, I'm sure, next episode.
Exactly.
But I thought he was very endearing most of this episode, and how he had his sons back,
getting drunk with his boys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I thought it was good. I thought, from what I saw of him, I was like, is he the most responsible? No, but is he relatable? Sure.
Exactly.
Sure, he's the guy that fell into power much earlier than he ever thought he would.
That he wanted to. Yeah.
Yeah, and when
they like King Tommen.
Yeah, when they cut off his son's head, he is gonna go crazy. He's gonna lose his mind.
They cut off his son's head?
Yeah, that scene where the two men like go through the secret passages of the castle. Yeah, you can hear it. Yeah, you don't see it. I think that would have been rowdy. That would have been rowdy to watch. I don't think they would have approved that for television. That's too far.
Would have been rated N-17 or something.
NC-17. Yeah. Because that would have been wild. But yeah, I think he's gonna lose it. I think that there's more to it with his wife's talk about the rats still. Right? She's still seeing
Helena. Yeah, so his sister, also wife.
Premonitions.
She has a lot of premonitions. So like I was watching a TikTok, shout out TikTok, of if you notice, like if you rewatch season 1, every time she says something, something else happens that relates to
Mhm.
it. So she
Well,
has
yeah,
psychic
she's got
powers.
visions. In this
Yeah, she has,
episode, she said,
yeah,
I'm afraid of the rats. And she's looking down. And where the fuck did they come from? Through the tunnels. And the guy says, oh, this is for the rats. And I think that's why the maid ran off to go try to tell someone, because she was like, oh, this is what she was talking about. Yeah, it was very clear that she knew what was coming in some way or another. It's crazy to me that she was able to keep somewhat of a level head and run into Allison's room while her and Kristen Cole are getting it on,